Hello Scorpio, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main read, I'm using the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, illustrated by Mark Evans. For the supportive cards, the Angel's Answers Oracle cards by Doran Virtue and Radley Valentine. Okay, that was a weird thought. When certain things move on, what is that supposed to mean? So that's my first thought for some reason, before I even put the cards out. When certain things move on. No. Okay. When certain things move on, what does that mean? I'm wondering if your partner has something that there is not turning out, like a personal interest in something that's just falling flat. Because I feel like you're trying... I'm actually feeling more of a supportive nature on your side. Alright, let's get into it a little deeper, because I don't feel like there's really a relationship issue here between you and your partner, but I feel like they're going through something, you're trying to be supportive, and that's becoming more of a challenge than anything else. What seems to be, I feel like this is something about what creates this situation, in the sense of, like, they have a lot of hope. You get the world on your side. Now, is this because you think it's coming... I don't feel like you're looking at it like it's coming to completion. But you have all the faith in the world in your partner. I feel like you're overjoyed about it. You're very supportive. The world a lot of times is an ending card, but this is like... I don't feel like that's what we're talking about with this. Especially the position. Because the position it's in is kind of like what holds things back or what holds things where they currently are, depending on what's popping in there. I just feel like you're extremely... I feel like you have like all of this encouragement and best of expectations. Like, you believe they can do whatever they want to do. Like, I'm feeling a lot of support, a lot of enthusiasm. Like, you're excited and proud of your partner, that type of feel. And they're all excited and they have a lot of hope about what they're doing. It's almost like your support or your encouragement is like making them feel like they can do anything they want to do. Like they have it all under control. So it feels like it starts in a situation where it seems very supportive and good, which isn't bad. And I'm getting this energy. This is kind of matching. Okay. So the hope, the star card, I should say, and the world card, like, you're the king of pentacles, they're the queen of pentacles. Don't get caught up in the gender. I say this 1,000,000 times. 1,000,000, yeah. But basically, like, pentacles matching with pentacles, this is a conducive energy. This is a supportive energy. This is something that looks like it's going to go far. This is like looking out to the future, expecting this to cement in for a while. So I feel like this is expectations. But I'm getting more like looking out, like the way you're looking at it looks like it's going to go for a while. It looks like it's going to go well, and it's going to go for a while. So I feel like it's expectations, but there's a little more to it. Like, something about the situation gives you the reason to believe it would go on for a while like this. Like, it's not just like you're making up your own thoughts about it. Like, there's something to it. There's reasons why you both think it's going to go for a while if this goes forward. Are we still on track with this? We are. I feel like I'm like not hitting exactly what I need to say here. I'm just going to reiterate it real quick in case I missed it. The situation, optimistically, you're looking ahead, you and your partner, you seem to be really supportive. Like, I feel like they're doing it, even though they're the queen, because you have this king energy, you're really supportive. And you both feel, when you're looking at the situation, there's something about it that you feel it's going to go on for a while. It's going to be successful, and it's going to go on for a while. It's not just something you're feeling good about. It's not like a pie in the sky. There's something tangible about it that makes you honestly think this for a good reason. It would go on for a while. I'm saying this because I'm seeing problems with whatever the situation is, because it's more connected with your partner I don't know, there's not a problem relationship-wise. Whatever, it seems like, because I feel like they're the one that gets let down, and you're the one who's trying to support. Let's keep going. Spiritually, oh, jeez. Now, spiritually, I think this is the only, well, your partner has a couple complicated spots here. Spiritually, they have the Temperance, the King of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. Temperance, King of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Very much into it. I feel like they're expecting it to take some time. They're expecting, what are they expecting? It's more that Pentacle energy. Like, the Temperance makes me feel like they're expecting this is going to go on for a while. Slow start, good build. Very passionate about it. But with the Four of Pentacles at the bottom, like it's the very bottom, like it was hidden at the bottom. Playing cards close to their chest. They seem to be... There's something they're aware of that there's going to be a problem. Or there's something... I feel like there's a piece of this they know that you don't. But they think they're going to overcome it fairly smoothly. Not worth mentioning. Done before it's a problem. And if they have to address it afterwards, it'll be a done deal, won't matter, you won't care. That seems to be how they're facing whatever it is. They're not telling you something. It is a hitch, it is like a glitch, a hitch, whatever you call it. A bump in the road. They're not telling you because they honestly feel, I'll get right through that, no problem. My partner doesn't need to know about it. You being the partner, the Scorpio, they don't need to know about it. I'll just handle it. I'll move on from it. Once it's done, it's done. I feel like that might be the hitch that's really going to cause a problem. Because I feel like whatever they're looking at, they're thinking, it's not going to be an issue. I'll handle that before it even matters. I don't feel like that's the truth, though. I feel like that might be the problem is. Because I feel like they're not looking at it like they should be talking to you about it. They honestly feel like they'll just overcome it before it matters, and it'll just be something in the past. Who cares? It's not necessary. And I feel like you would support that too. I don't feel like that's the problem. I don't know why they're holding this back. I feel like they want to feel like the hero of the day or something. I don't even think, like, if they brought it forward to you, I don't feel like it would like upset you in any sense. I feel like they just want to be the hero of the day type thing. Like, I don't need to bother my partner with every little thing. I can just handle that. I almost feel like they expect to handle it and then like afterwards be like, took care of that. You know, like, yeah, I did that. I don't know why that comes from. It's kind of funny. Only because it kind of feels like the hero of the day feel. They just kind of want to impress you, I guess. Which is not bad. I think they look at you as a dynamo. If this is hitting, I feel like your partner views you as a dynamo, and if they can like solve a couple problems on their own, they like to impress you that way because they look at you like you're pretty awesome, like a dynamo. I don't know why the word dynamo keeps coming forward. Like you just seem to breeze through and solve things or take care of things, and just when they can do it, they almost like feel like they got to hold things back so you don't know about it, because if you know about it, you'll just handle it and it'll be done. But if they hold it back and they handle it, they'll be like, oh, that guy took care of that. Just kind of like the hero of the day feel. It's not bad. It's kind of like, it's a little romantic in my sense, because they just want you to be, you know, in awe of them a little bit the way they're in awe of you most of the time. I think it's romantic. The way it's coming through, it feels kind of romantic to me. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's going to work out in this situation. But best of intentions, I don't feel like there's anything like negative. Even though they got the Four of Pentacles there, I don't feel like it's a negative thing. I just feel like it's kind of like hero of the day type thing. Trying to hold it back, handle it myself, and like, look, isn't that cool? The Empress came in upside down for them. At some point, I feel like I feel like they're going to lose hope because something with that situation that they're holding back goes awry that they're not expecting. So, best of intentions, but something's heading there. Now, the way we're kind of moving forward, I feel like this is the first glimpse glimmer of what's going to go a little wonky here. Because I'm seeing when they get involved with this, there's the Two of Swords on their side. You have the Seven of Wands on your side, which I hope you can see those. I'm doing it at the wrong time of day. But somebody told me what I needed to do. I think because of the way I got the camera position, somebody sent me an email, and I forgot. I think I'm in the wrong spot, but I've got this far. I'm just going to keep going. I hope you don't see. I don't think you guys see that fog, if I remember right, but I see it. And thank you to the person that sent me the email. Apparently, I forgot until right now, because I didn't have it again. I positioned the camera wrong. All right, anyway, moving on. Two of Swords for them. Seven of Wands for you. When this situation starts happening, they're stuck. This situation they were holding back about, they're stuck. Your partner is stuck about. They have to tell you about it. They have to. Which causes you to try to get in there. And I feel like you overcome what you can. I'm getting the Seven of Rods, Wands, whatever you want to call it here. That's usually overcoming stress, overcoming obstacles. The thing is, where this pops in, I feel like you do overcome obstacles. Whatever is still able to be overcome. Like, I feel like there's other things that have already happened. There's already damage in a sense. So what is still possible to overcome, you do. But there's still there's parts of it that can't be overcome because it's too late, if that makes sense. What you can overcome, you will. But that still seems to cause an issue. Because I don't feel like everything can go in line correctly, because it's like coming into a movie halfway through and you only know what's going on from that point to the end, and you have to rely on other people to tell you what happened in the first half of the movie. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. So you don't have the full scope of what's happening. So is this a problem with you? I don't feel like this is a problem between you and your partner. I don't feel like you're upset in that sense. In fact, I'm not feeling like you're upset with... I don't know, I feel like you're just kind of rolling with it. So, you have the King of Swords with the Page of Swords. Now, spiritually you have the King of Swords. Position-wise, in this reading between you and your partner, you have the Page of Swords. I feel like you're getting in there and taking care of this situation, King of Swords style. Communicating as necessary, what needs to be said, evening things out. You know, I feel like you're just doing your dynamo thing, as your partner would say. I feel like that... I don't know why dynamo is the word of the day for me, but there you go. But when it comes to you handling the situation with your partner, you have the Page of Swords. You're trying to not take... You don't want to take the hurrah from them or something. You don't want to You're very selective, and you're trying to be a little bit more cautious when you talk about this situation with your partner, because you don't want to come off like you saved the day, because you know that they were trying to save the day. I hope that makes sense. Because it seems like you knew that they wanted to handle it, and they wanted to fix the whole situation, or they wanted to just take care of it. You knew that. Somehow at this point you know that. That's why all this is going the way it's going. And you're getting in there and actually taking over and fixing it, because that's what needs to be done right now. But you're aware that that's what they wanted to do, so you're very selective about what you tell them you did. Things are working out, but you're trying to not make it look like you saved the day, like you went in and fixed everything. You're being very careful with how you talk to your partner. You're also being very careful with how you're handling the situation, because you're trying to make it I don't know, you don't want it to look like you took it over. You're trying to not take that from your partner. But you're realizing you have to get involved, you have to do this. It's just what has to happen right now. So you're very careful about your communication, which is good. I understand the whole situation here, how that's adding up. But I'm noticing at the end here, you have the Nine of Swords, which seems to be... And I'm cheating. I'm looking at the other person's cards. Yeah, it's. I was hoping. I'm looking for a positive. I feel like your partner knows, and I feel like the reason they know is because the way people talk about what happened, who did what. You know what I mean? I feel like they weren't able to fix it the way they wanted to. They realized you had to fix it. I just feel like they're a little embarrassed that they couldn't be the one who saved the day. And to you, it's not a big deal. You know your partner's there for you. You know they try. Like, there's just certain things that you do that they just... It's just not their thing. You appreciate that they try, though. And I feel like that's another piece of this. Like, you don't want to discourage your partner. It's just certain things like this, whatever this is, you just do well. You just do. And you have that energy to get you through it. I'm getting that dynamo word again. I swear to you, before I started this reading, I don't remember the last time I used the word dynamo. What are we doing here with this? Because we got the yes card here. And the way they're pulling the energy forward to me, like everything is fine. And that you don't have to feel like this. You don't have to feel... Because I feel like you're kind of like... You're worried that your partner's upset. I feel like you're concerned about how your partner is taking the situation. And I feel like the image I'm getting in my head, like I know of a Scorpio, and I'm seeing her hug her partner. Because I'm feeling like she's just, like, you know, saying, you know what, it's fine, you're important. Like, I feel her supporting her partner. So when I'm seeing that in relation to this reading, I'm feeling like it's just supporting. Like, you don't have to feel really bad about it. You just, you know, address it and just... I feel like you're affectionate anyway. Just give that affection. Like, you know what? I like... you know what? Things just happen. You did well. Like, I feel like addressing it isn't bad. I feel like you're aware that your partner is upset. But with the yes card here, I really feel like you don't need to own that because you didn't cause that. And I feel like you're very supportive and loving. In the sense of, like, I feel like you're... Like, I don't feel like there's a problem in that sense. I feel like as long as you support your partner... and you just put best foot forward, I don't feel like you have to feel... That's what I feel like this is saying. The yes, it's a passive yes. It's kind of saying you don't have to feel bummed out about it. Because it seems like it worked out well enough at the end. Let's look at the other side's cards, and then we'll come back to that if needed. Because I'm seeing the other side, like, this is kind of more outcome. It seems like this is a helpful thing, so I'm trying to figure out why we're calling this a helpful thing. Five of Pentacles, which is left out in the cold. The top card is Four of Cups. Not really liking how a situation works out was kind of what I'm getting for this read. But then the Three of Cups. They don't feel like they're... They don't feel like they're appreciated or something. But not by... It's not you, though. They're self-imposed. Oh, okay. Maybe this is why we're talking about that. Okay. Self-imposed. They're feeling left out in the cold, and they're upset about how the situation worked out. They're just not feeling like they're an important part of the situation, or they just feel like they didn't really help. They didn't make anything better. And I'm getting the not the right time right over the top of it, which is really feeling like they just want to walk away from it. They don't want to even look at it. I feel like it's disappointment. They're just kind of like stepping back and just trying to ignore that the situation even happened. That's why you got the Nine of Swords and the yes. I do feel like there's nothing for you to feel bad about here. But it's flat out obvious. They're stepping back. They don't want to talk about it. They're feeling bad about it. You know it. It's not your fault. It had to be fixed. Like, if you didn't step in, it got worse. So you had to. There wasn't really like a negotiation about it. You had to fix it. That's just how it was. Would have got worse. And I just feel like you feel bad because your partner's upset and you don't want them to be upset. The yes is partly because you're right. But I feel like that's so flat out obvious. Like, we don't really need this card to explain that. When you get to this part, I don't feel like, I don't feel like you're questioning it, But this card here really makes me feel like you don't have to feel bad about it, because you're loving and you're trying to make them feel better about it. But I feel like they have to own it themselves. Like, if they don't want to feel better about it, like, I feel like you're doing everything you can anyway to make it a non-issue. But if they're digging their heels in and they just demand to feel bad about it, well, then you can't stop them from doing that. I really feel that yes card that's what that's saying. It's like, you don't have to own this. But the yes card is also telling me that you probably will. Even though it's not your fault, you didn't do anything wrong. You did everything. You did what you had to do. You didn't force yourself into the situation. I do feel like they came towards you because they got stuck. Like, I don't feel like you bullied your way into the situation in any sense. That's not how it's coming across. Like, they came to you, like, this is falling apart, I need help. And you helped. And things are okay. Now I just feel like there's some embarrassment on your partner's side because they wanted to be the hero of the day, and it just didn't work out that way. Anything else? So I guess just knowing that that's how that's working out, and that I feel like your partner, they have to come to terms with how they feel. I do feel like, because every time I'm seeing this, and I know there's thousands of people typically that watch my readings, whatever reading it is. Usually, I'm getting, or let's say hundreds, just for argument's sake. It doesn't matter. I really do feel like whoever the Scorpio is that this is involved with is trying to be supportive. I'm getting like this inclusive, hugging, affectionate feel. Like, I don't feel like you want them to feel bad about it. So I feel like you're doing everything to make them comfortable. So I guess I feel like that's the whole point of this part of the read, is just to know that you tried everything you could. I don't feel like you did anything to feel bad about. Maybe just seeing it from the outside. Maybe understanding why certain things happened or why they feel bad. Maybe you don't understand why they feel bad at this point. That could be it. Let me know below if that helped, how that helped. Because I feel like it was very straightforward and like you got involved as necessary. You didn't push yourself into it. But I'm feeling like at the end you feel a little guilty because your partner's upset. But I feel like there's nothing else you could have done. You had to do what you had to do, and you didn't do anything wrong. All right, let's do Scorpio Singles and see what we got for Scorpio Singles. Scorpio Singles. Oop, we got a pile right in the very start here. And two more there. And we're going to do that again. I feel like we're going to... Okay. Stop. Stop. Don't flip that over. Okay. Yes, we'll do these. My dog is squishing up next to me. She's like, that's nice that you want to read for people, but let's keep priorities straight. It's doggy time now. So I will give you... I should have pet her. She'd be all over me now. But. Are you licking the table? Why are you doing that? I just fed you, you wacky. Why would you lick the table? No. Stay down. Yeah, I love you too. You go, girls. Go sit down. No, I'm not going to sit down. I want your attention now. Okay. I'm noticing the center here strongly. That card came out again. Came out on your side. You got some Pentacle energy going on here. Is this going up during the time of Virgo? I think it is. I'm only saying that because you got strong Pentacle energy here, in which Virgo and Scorpio are conducive energies for the most part. But you got the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. This is right in the center. For some reason, we're starting right in the middle, whatever reason. But this is very happy. Things going well. I feel like you're very happy with where they are. Things look good. Things are stable. Things are not going forward fast, but they are going forward in a good direction, like they are continuing on, but it seems like you're more of a follower here, but you're happy with it. But I'm noticing this energy transitions into the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you're very content and happy still, but then you're starting to be like, all right, I thought I was okay with this going slow, but now I'm like, well, maybe it's a little too slow. I feel like it kind of changes. It's kind of like at first you're like, oh, it's going slow, and you're just passively going with it. Like, it's okay, I'm cool with that. Yeah, it's good. Then you're like, all right. Like 2 days pass, and you're like, all right, this is a little bit too slow. Like, should I just, take a nap? Like, this is taking a while. Because it feels like at first you're okay with it going slow, then afterwards, like, only like a couple days pass, and you're just like, all right, I thought I was okay with it. I'm not so okay with it. Can we go a little faster now? This being said, because I feel like this is where we're starting. Like, things are going really, really slow, and you're okay with it, but then you're like, you're not okay with it. You're kind of like, I don't feel like you're not okay with it in like a expressive way. Just like you're evaluating it to yourself, and at first you're like, as long as things are moving, I guess that's fine. Slow is fine. Slow is steady. Slow is dependable. Good. But I feel like only a couple days pass, and you're just like, you know what? Maybe not as cool as I thought. Maybe we could go a little faster, because I'm gonna grow old slowly here. This is ridiculous. In the environment, you got the Hermit card. This person you're interested in, because this is Scorpio Singles, they're just really, they don't know what they want. They're looking for answers. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they want yet. That's why this is going slow. And I don't know if you realize that at first, but I feel like it might be creeping in. You might be realizing they don't know if they want to be in a relationship with you. Why is that? I feel like they're looking at how the two of you add up, and they're seeing certain aspects where the two of you easily match. I feel like they're more looking at long term, whoever this is. Because they're seeing how you are, and it's like very good now, but I feel like they're looking at you like you move fast. Like they have to work to keep up with you, maybe? Yeah. And they are wondering if that's something that they're going to be happy doing in the long term, because they feel like they feel like you're showing who you are right off the bat. Like you're not going slower or faster than you normally would. You're just doing the same pace you always would. And they're realizing that, but I feel like right now they have to go a little faster to match you. And it's one of those things where they're like, can I get used to that? I don't think they're looking at you in a bad sense, in case that's a concern. I just feel like they're looking at it like, this is good for now, but in the long term, is this going to wear me down and be too much for me? I'm getting that dynamic energy again, which I think is a great thing. But I think what we're looking at this is how this adds up. Like, does your level of intensity match theirs? And do they feel like in the long term that that's going to be more aggravating or something they can't keep up with? Or is that something that's going to match and actually they're going to get along a lot better? I feel like they're just getting used to it. I don't feel like it's a bad match. I just feel like they're not accustomed or used to it to the level of having you in their life would make it. Like, I feel like they're looking at it like, seeing this person once in a while here or there, 2 or 3 times a week even, like, but they get to step back and take a breath if they want to take a break. And they're not really sure, like, if the two of you end up in a relationship, how that would work out for them. Like, if they would be expected to be going constantly. Okay. That's all intuitive, so I don't know. That's just how that card is coming through. I feel like I don't feel like they're looking at you in a bad way. I feel like they're looking at you like, can they keep up in the long run? I don't feel like it's bad. I hope that makes sense. Now, you have 10 of Pentacles in the past with this person. So there's a good financial... I feel like this is talking about something is very secure with you and this person. They either the two of you seem to understand, like when you're in something, you're both dedicated to it. It could be financial. I'm not really sure. I feel like it's more of a strong backing in some sense, where the two of you feel like there's a stable, I feel like this is an agreed upon stable base. Like either you match financially, that could be one way, or you match emotionally. In other words, once you're involved and you commit to it, you stick to it. You might have similarity in, like, if you both have some family ties in the sense of, like, you have some kids, they have some kids, or you each have similar families. There's some type of tie here. I feel like there's some type of tie between you and this person that makes sense, where you really, like, you connect on this level. It's a very stable, it could be financially, but I'm getting it's more emotional in the sense of, like, the way you handle relationships, possibly from the families you come from, or some type of background that you both come from that makes sense. Like it's very stable, and you both seem to agree or understand each other based on that. Similar experiences in some respect. Which I feel like when you look at it, you're just like, this is a great reason to keep going forward. I feel like this backing also, like, talks about this person a little bit, in the sense of, like, the reason they feel like their life is stable in that sense, whatever that is because of how they handle life, and I don't feel like this person jumps into things quickly anyway. This person is very cautious. I don't feel like it's bad. And it's the Hermit card, which is a major arcana, which means this is definitely how they're going to handle it if this is hitting for you. It's just who they are. I feel like this is kind of how they handle life. It's not just how they handle you, but this is how they handle life. So if this makes sense to you, this is how this person handles life. So I guess you have to be okay with that too, realizing other situations in the future, if you do get in this relationship, will be the same. Now, what do we have going on forward here? Because I'm kind of tempted to touch this card, which is the Wheel of the Year in this deck, reminiscent of the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot deck, which this is a tarot deck, but in this deck they talk about it like the Wheel of the Year. The difference between the two for me, Wheel of the Year goes like into winter, spring, fall. You know what I mean? It goes winter, spring, fall, yeah. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Like, it goes through the whole thing. It's like a cycling thing. The Wheel of Fortune's like, you know, tipping your way or for you or against you. I feel like we're kind of going into this situation where you're coming into, like, this section where you're... Alright, I really noticed it was the fall. You're coming into the fall section, or you might be leaving the fall section going into winter. And I'm seeing some things in the future here that might make more sense of that. Like, this is going through some type of cycle. I don't feel like the Wheel of Fortune is turning against you. I feel like the Wheel of the Year is going through its phase, if that makes sense. It's like you're not, like, down and out, but it might feel a little cold here coming forward because I'm seeing some things coming forward. Because I see in the future here, there's the Chariot. Is that the Chariot, if I can read? Yes, the Chariot and the Eight of Cups. The Chariot with the Eight of Cups, this is like moving on from something. And I'm also getting the meditation brings answers, because, like, I don't feel like you understand why this is moving on. But I'm using the word moving on, and I almost want to, like, bite my tongue, because I don't feel like it's completely moving on. I'm getting that winter feel again. I feel like we're going into a season of winter for you with this situation, with this person. Because something seems to be moving on. Like, Chariot plus the Eight of Cups, it's like there's a break in the action. There's a timeout here. And I feel like the meditation here is like, if you look deeper... No. I feel like you're going to need some time to sort this out, because something is confusing to you. Because it doesn't seem like it's going this direction, and then the other person takes a time out. I just feel like you're kind of despondent about it, like, because I don't feel like the other person comes at you like, I don't ever want to see you again. I don't feel like that's not what happens. I'm getting, like, there's a break. I'm getting, like, a winter feel, like a season feel, like a winter season. And there's only two cards I'm seeing here in the future, but I noticed the top one is white, so I'm wondering if that's why we're... Because I don't feel like you're understanding why. There's three cards. Plus the weight. I'm getting you are, like, moving on from this. At least for now. I'm getting it for now, though. I'm getting like a winter feel for this. I really am. And I know these cards look like devastation at the end here, but I'm getting it's a winter feel. I really am getting this winter feel, like it's a season. For a while, this person's gonna like bow out for a while. I don't feel like it's over, though. I feel like it's over for a little while because they have decided to take a break. What are you eating? Chloe? What are you eating? Oh, you ate it now, whatever it was. Alright, sit down. Sorry, my dog was just chewing something. I'm like, I don't know what you're eating. I'm gonna hope that was kibble. Yeah. The High Priest. High Priestess. Ten of Swords, which I think most people by now realize what the Ten of Swords means. That's ruin, loss. And then the Three of Wands. So you got the Empress, no, the High Priestess on the top. I just feel like you're trying to be fair about it. You're looking at the situation. It didn't work out. I feel like that's how you're looking at it. Nothing really bad happened. Nothing really bad happened, but it didn't work out and you wanted it to. Which is the Ten of Swords. You're upset. You're just feeling, I just feel like you're kind of down and out. I don't feel like you're upset, like freaking out. You're upset, just kind of like bummed out about it. Three of Wands, right after, you move on. But I'm getting it's like a for now. I'm still feeling this winter feel with it. And I got this Wait card. I do feel like this is going to come around again, but you will have moved on. So, this person will come around again. Definitely. But will you want to even give it a shot then? I feel like this person's coming around again in the future. You may have completely moved on by then. There's a Wait card here. Like it will. I feel like that's saying it's like a season. I'm getting here, when this person moves on, if there can be an in-depth conversation about why they're moving on, I feel like you can figure out that it is a wait. I feel like you can figure that out here in the future. If you figure that out and it's acceptable to you, if it is acceptable to you, the reason why, I feel like when this chance comes around again in the future, you may be open to it. If you figure that out, when this person comes forward and says, you know what, I don't want to do this. If you're able to get into the conversation and find out why they don't want to do it, and you realize it's, because I feel like you'll figure out it's a wait and why it's a wait, if I can show you the card instead of showing you the back. If you do that, I don't feel like you'll be as upset, and you'll just be like, well, you know what, it may not work out. I'm not going to pine about this. But I feel like the difference is if you figure out the why, you won't completely close that door and move on. And that way when this person comes back around, there's a chance for this to still happen. Otherwise, I feel like if the questions are left unanswered, you're going to like process this yourself on your own, and you will close the book. You will close that door, and you will move on. And I don't feel like you really want to move on from this person. I feel like this person's a good match for you, but it's about like how this affects you emotionally. If you can get these answers in the future, I don't feel like you'll completely close that door, but you'll kind of like step away from it. Like, you know what? Maybe there'll be a chance in the future, maybe there won't. I just feel like you'll feel better about it. Like, you know, there's nothing really. I don't feel like you'll be devastated about it that way. If that makes sense. I feel like if it's just like they say they're not interested, they don't want to do it. I feel like the way this is naturally going, if you don't question anything, is you'll just be like, okay, you don't want to. You'll step away. You'll process the emotion yourself, and you'll close the door. You'll close the book and put it on the shelf, and that's that. If this person comes towards you, they're like, I don't want to do this right now, and they find out why they don't want to do it, and you realize it's not because they don't like you, it's just because they don't feel like this is something they can do right now. Like, I feel like there's an acceptable answer to you why they don't want to do this right now. You realize it's not you, it's just where they are in life, and they're just not feeling comfortable with moving forth with a relationship right now. I feel like the way you view it, like in a broader scope, it's not as insulting or upsetting to you. And you're just like, all right, I understand that. That's completely irrational. Like, I feel like you're not upset about it. And you're like, all right, for now I'll step back. But I won't completely close that book, but I'm not going to sit there and wait for the next chapter either. And when this person comes back around, I feel like you're more likely to be nice or conducive with that energy and give it a shot again, possibly. But if you don't get these answers, you're going to close the book is what I'm getting. And I do feel like this is a good connection for you. It's just getting these answers in the future about why they're stepping away. Because I feel like once you realize it's not you, it's what they're dealing with and how they're looking at life, that makes it like it's still a possibility in the future. You're not sitting around waiting by the phone. But if they come around when they're ready, I don't feel like you'll be I don't feel like you'll push them right away like, no, we already tried that, forget it. I feel like you'll be like, oh, okay, now they're ready, maybe it's a possibility. It's not like a definite, but you'll be more open to the idea if you would like to. Who knows? You could have something else going on by that time. You'd be like, you know what, I'm seeing somebody else, sorry. But I feel like the door is still available in the sense of like you haven't completely shut that book and put it on the shelf and been like, that's done. Hope that made sense. All right, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.